One of the things we try and do in all of the segments is to get a story that really works. And we always wanted to use Donald Duck in one of our segments just because we felt that Donald was a character that had been neglected in the recent past. And so we came up with several ideas for Donald. One was an Icarus Duck idea set to Ride of the Valkyries. There was also the Pomp and Circumstance idea, which was at that moment in time, Donald Duck with princes and princesses.
And we actually got pretty far down the line with that as a concept and finally realized it just didn't work. So we went back to the drawing board, and somewhere lurking for a long time had been a Noah's Ark concept.
I had come up with an idea for Fantasia using Noah trying to get all the animals on the Ark. And I thought, that could be full of comic possibilities if the animals didn't want to go. So I did this little poster of Donald holding out his hand, looking up to see if it's going to rain, and holding an umbrella. And I titled it Donald's Roundup, and pitched the idea of Donald as Noah's assistant in the story of Noah's Ark. And they went with it.
And all of those ideas sort of worked themselves together until we got to the final idea, which was Donald Duck as Noah's assistant to Pomp and Circumstance. And we asked Peter Schickley, who is PDQ Bach, to make an arrangement for us of the marches. In actuality, he used the marches 1, 2, 3, and 4, so that we could have a feeling of progression, a feeling of movement, something that we could tell a story with, something that had peaks and valleys, had some variety in it.
Mostly what I did was a sort of a pastiche job, an editing job. I didn't rearrange the music in the sense of reorchestrating it or anything like that. But we did take a few liberties. I did a little slide on the timpani that Elgar would never do, I think. Probably lose his knighthood if he did that.
We wanted our world to be a world where some naturalistic animals could live, but also that would fit naturally with Donald Duck. So we took the normal world and kind of slightly skewed it so the shapes became Donald-like.
Speaking of ducks and their world, there are duck-shaped puddles. The back of the ship is duck-shaped. The house that Donald lives in is literally just a caricature of an egg sitting on a nest.
One of the interesting things was creating this ocean storm. What we decided to do was actually use some proprietary software that allowed us to morph some paintings and create this very beautiful, translucent, painterly ocean surface that was in the midst of this big storm. But it's really very believable and very beautiful to look at. Also, an interesting point is that some of the rain is live-action rain, and it's live-action rain that was filmed back in 1940. So it was sort of a little bit of a bridge between the two pieces, Fantasia to Fantasia 2000, with some actual artwork.
We wanted Donald and Daisy to be at the center of this piece, but they were dwarfed by all of the animals in the piece. And all the animals were surrounded by this enormous, enormous ark. And that was dwarfed by this giant, giant storm. And all of that was dwarfed by this incredibly huge love story of Donald and Daisy. So the whole conflict and movie that we were building was bringing us to the point where they kiss and there's forgiveness in the end. It was this really passionate, wonderful kiss. Tim Allen was our animator who did it, and he basically put himself into the piece. He thought about the time when he was away from his wife and saw her again for the first time, and they had this incredible kiss. That's what he did with Donald and Daisy.